10 books you should read before you die in summertime. Yes, this is an extremely essential summer reading list with books that will make you feel all that lazy, romantic, luxuriant summer mood. I'll bring the book recs, you just add an iced cold glass of champagne and some kalamata olives, and we're off. First up, one of my absolute favorite books that I've read this year, such a delicious, sumptuous, lazy, moody delight of a novel, The Anthropologists, that I read just a couple of months ago. It's set in an unnamed city, which I'm guessing is Paris, and it's just one of those gorgeous, slow, meditative, romantic, wandering type of novels, where the protagonist ponders life and love and art and the city and friendship and belonging. I adored every single moment of this book. It has like an Alejandro Zambra, Sigrid Nunes atmosphere to it. And I can honestly say that this is one of the books ever that I've related most to like such an extreme level. We get to follow this young, urban, child-free couple who are both immigrants speaking in their second language. So naturally, I share like superficial similarities with the characters, but it is much deeper than that. Just the way this novel explores what a romantic partnership is and how to deal with the feeling of displacement that comes with emigrating, and just like what matters in life and in love and in art and how to create roots when you're a rootless person. I was here for all of it. If you're a no plot just vibes woman like I am, you will absolutely love this. So beautifully observed and characters gorgeously portrayed. A new favorite for me. Savas is a master. Let's keep going with the romance, this time of a whole other kind. Nobel Prize winner Annie Ernaux's absolutely mesmerizing memoir of the time she spent together with a younger man. If I got this right, I believe Ernaux was in her 50s and the young man in question was like 25. I might have got this wrong though, but quite a big age gap anyway for sure. And this is likely my favorite book of Ernaux's that I've read so far, even though it's only like a very slim, like 30 pages long sort of. I think it just captures something honest and truthful and unapologetically bold that I haven't read before. It discusses sex, power dynamics, class, aging, attraction, and being looked at as a societal outlier. But mostly, it's just like sleeping together on a mattress on the floor with windows open in a tiny Paris flat talking about literature and drinking cold beer. I mean, it's romantic, that's what it is. It's interesting, fiercely intelligent, told in excellent prose too. I wouldn't miss this one if I were you. Okay, hear me out about this next one. It's actually not one of my favorite books at all, but it has something. There's just something about this book that I can't get out of my head. It's the atmosphere, that's what it is. Tokyo, food, summer, talking in tiny izakayas, drinking beer and licking white miso off your finger. Strange Weather in Tokyo is a masterclass in capturing a very specific, very humid, rainy, hot, summery, drinking Sapporo type of vibe. If you're a Tokyo head like I am, if you're a foodie with a penchant for humid, drizzly, hot summer weather, and again, if you prefer offbeat dialogue and a whole lot of walking around to, actual plot, this one might be up your alley. It's short and like very easy breezy too to read. Have you read it and what did you think? Do you agree with me about that thick mood? Speaking of thick mood, have you seen the new chic look that my OK Days has gotten? Yes, the lighter and cheaper version in paperback just came out in this sunny, bright yellow, and I would absolutely love it and love you if you wanted to support me by getting your very own copy. Sexy, lazy, messy, sticky summer days in London, what could be more of an essential summer read, am I right? I will leave links for worldwide free shipping, so please go ahead and take a look and spend some lazy, iced coffeed reading afternoons with Sam and with Luke, why don't you? Preorder Maintains. I mentioned this book in a previous video because it was, yes, one of my favorite reads of last year. There are two reasons I find it essential summer reading. First of all, because it has that Portuguese lazy sunshine mood, eating capers and drinking a glass of beer on a half-empty, languid afternoon town square type of feeling. It's a slow burn meditative book, but how it progresses towards the ending is the second reason I find it to be essential reading. Basically, it boils down with a certainty and confidence about what it means to be a human in a world fraught with conflict and corruption. It's really a tale of like everyday, everyman heroism and cowardice and resistance and compliance. It's a slim little book, but wow man, is it remarkable. Thank you so much to this week's lovely sponsor, Luisa. You already know how much I love a good piece of jewelry, and I've actually worked with Luisa before and gotten some beautiful items from them in the past. A great thing about Luisa that I know you're going to love is that they offset 100% of their carbon emissions, starting with the sourcing of raw materials all the way to the disposal of the pieces. They also produce limited batches to eliminate excessive waste, whilst ensuring the highest production standards, and they offer a 2-year warranty on all products. You can elevate your style and work on that highly curated jewelry collection of yours without breaking the bank, because their designs start at just $39 US. I received 3 new pieces, so let me show them off. First up is this, the gold initial necklace with the letter J for Jenny of course, needless to say. Actually, maybe I should have asked them to send me the D for David and the M for Mustard too, and make it like a layered necklace look. Man, I wish I'd thought of that earlier. This is so minimalist and cute, yet very simple and clean. Next up, I got these gorgeous earring, the Chiara gold statement earrings, and do I love a great statement piece. These are definitely more of a showstopper, which is exactly what I love to do with jewelry, like wear something simple like a white shirt and then make the earrings like really stand out. Finally, I got a style of earrings that I really wanted to try, because these Eden small hoop earrings are just my style, but much smaller than I'm used to. What do you think? They're just too elegant, aren't they? So hella chic. For any time of day, and they'll definitely like add a hint of luxury to any like everyday outfit. Now, Luisa also have fast, free shipping across the US, and for anyone outside of the US, they offer affordable shipping options. These are the types of timeless, classic but fun pieces that we won't grow tired of. So go take a look at these 3 items and all of the other options that Luisa have on their site for yourself. Just click the link below and get up to 30% off. Now, wow, that's quite a lot, 30%. So again, thank you so much to Luisa, and let's get back to the video. One of my auto-buy authors, Lucy Caldwell, came out with a new short story collection with Faber in April, I think, called Openings. And you better believe I just pushed aside my whole TBR to read this the first moment I got my hands on it. It's one of my favorite reads this year so far. I finished it the other month, and I'm already planning my reread. I think this is one I will go back to whenever I'm in a reading slump, just like flicking through reading a short story as a way to sort of remind myself why it is that I love literature. Caldwell writes with a deceptive simplicity. It's so pared back, so realistic, such small everyday moments that she depicts, but with such sharpness and detail richness and like fingertip sensitivity. It's like I have to stop when I'm reading and really look at the sentences and go like, how the hell does she do that? She's a master, and it makes me so proud because we actually have the same agent, and I've been lucky enough to meet Lucy a couple of times. You know, of course, been like duly fangirly and googly-eyed. So pick up Openings and read it slowly with good music, something nice to drink, and just enjoy the simplicity and intelligence and empathy that she somehow manages to capture in words. Highly recommend. I'm about halfway through quite a monster collection of Katherine Mansfield's short stories, and oh, so good. Believe the hype. If you have heard about her, that is, because for being such a renowned writer among authors, I feel like she's not very well known among readers, considering that she was, you know, Virginia Woolf's favorite author. And it's been so intriguing reading her work, which is, I have to say, quite varied and all over the place in my opinion. But at her best, she's a genius. I think she wrote most of her work between like 1910 and 1923, when she died just 34 years old. I feel like she was so before her time and quite a trendsetter. So in the 20s, when modernism was everywhere, it seems to me like quite a few of the era's authors were rather inspired and influenced by Mansfield. She's funny, she's edgy, she's sometimes quite brutal, and she has like an energy which is so affecting and energizing. I love an author who writes with like high-powered intensity and raw emotions, and that she does like no one else. So if you want to know who Virginia Woolf looked up to, go read Mansfield. Speaking of Woolf though, my next essential summer read very fittingly is To the Lighthouse by Virginia herself. I know everyone's favorite Woolf is Mrs. Dalloway, and I agree, I think. although I think I'm due a reread because it's been years since I've read it. But last year I read To the Lighthouse for the second time, and yes, I loved it. You have to read it slowly, that's the only way this is gonna work. She's not an author to be stressed. I'm a naturally slow reader anyway, and knowing that Woolf is a demanding writer, I decided to read it in 30-page increments and only in the morning when my brain is fresh, to make sure that I get like the most out of the experience. And I'm really glad I did, because the narrator jumping, the stream of consciousness type of prose, the sometimes obscure meanings, and the really long and intricate sentences makes for, yes, a demanding read. If you're new to classics, this is not the place to start. Oh, I made a video with my recs on which classics to start with, so let's put a link somewhere in case you're interested. But, so, what is it about To the Lighthouse that I think makes it an essential summer read? Well, it has this like strange sense of nostalgia and melancholia, and it deals with that sense of sadness for lost times or life moving on, you know what I mean? That I feel like we get every summer when thinking back to, you know, how simple and rosy life was when we were younger. It's a beautiful pondering on growing older, on feeling lost, and on summer itself. Here's another book by a very famous author I want to lift, because it's never the book people mention when talking about her, but which I think deserves much more attention. Lady Susan by Jane Austen. It's short, a novella really, that you can read in like a summer afternoon on the grass underneath an oak tree somewhere. It's one of her earlier works, and it wasn't published until after Austen's death, I think. It's told exclusively through letters, and it's like biting and so smart and incredibly cheeky. It feels so modern, like tense and dramatic, really feminist. There's also like a fantastic 2016 film based on the story called Love and Friendship by the utterly unique and wonderful filmmaker Whit Stillman. Why not make it a summer night double bill? Read the book, then watch the film. Oh man, I've talked about this book too many times, I know, but there is no way in hell that I'm doing a summer reading list without putting this book on it. Yes, I know you guessed it already. Bonjour, tristesse, the French Riviera, totally immoral, sun-kissed days on the beach and cocktails early afternoon book about our unforgettable protagonist, 17-year-old Cecile. If you want an injection of pure summer, this is it. And oh yes, the film is also such a mood. Out of all these books, if you want most summer for your buck, this is the one. So this next book is very different in feeling. I put it on this list because I do believe that it's probably the most essential for us to read out of all of the books on this list. It came out just the other month. It's The Road to the Country by Chigozie Obioma. And it is a book that is set during the Nigerian Civil War, which was fought between, I think, 1967 and 1970. So this novel is not just set during the war, it's set within the war, as in the actual trenches. And it follows a young man who is looking for his brother in the early days of the war, who then finds himself being pulled into the fighting against his will. I think the reason this book hit me so hard is because it seems like it's aiming to distill that part of us humans that are not only able to, but sometimes willing to kill each other. It's just remarkable what Obioma has done in this novel, and I know he's been interviewing war veterans to get to the core of it, but it's just so visceral and real and naturalistic the way that he tells this story. Don't get me wrong, it's a harrowing read, and so sad and so infuriating, but there's also so much humanity and beauty in it that I came away from reading this book just feeling like a little bit different about my own humanity. I don't recommend this book lightly. It is definitely a bruising read, and it's not, you know, something you read as meditation before bed, but it is powerful and beautiful and utterly remarkable as a book. And it also makes it an even more beautiful read knowing that Chigozie is just a lovely and super warm person. He was in London back in December, I think. It was at an event where he was presenting the book to the press, and I got the chance to meet him. Actually, this is his third novel, and the first two both got nominated for the Booker Prize, so I can definitely say that I'm keeping my fingers crossed for this one, that the third time will be the charm. It's definitely worth all the possible praise. A stunning book, really. And like that, we're out of recommendations. Tell me, have you read any of these, or are you adding one or more to your summer TBR? Do tell me which caught your fancy, because I'm always curious to hear what type of books you go for. Also, you know what's next? It's your turn to recommend your best summer books, please, or summer films for that matter. We don't discriminate. Do share with the group. I really want to know what gets you into that lazy summer afternoon mood. Maybe my very own OK Days, for example, because let's not forget, it has a gorgeous sunny new cover that's not messing around. Go get yours, free worldwide shipping, link in the description. Also, give me a like if you want me to do more book or film rec videos, and don't forget to click subscribe if you're new to my channel, of course, so that you don't miss my next video. Thank you so much for watching today, guys, and see you next week, I hope. Puss puss, bye bye.